The business that I'm in is data analytics, specifically for CMOs and for CIOs. So from our point of view, the global economy, whether it's up or down, really does not impact our business. In 2008, 2009, in fact, we were not impacted at all, which was extraordinary, and we felt very, very blessed. As we are in a more and more connected world, CMOs and CIOs need to know who they're talking to on the other end of a phone or on the other end of an online transaction, and that's what we provide, knowledge about the person with whom you're speaking or communicating. Every telephone call and every text message completed every day in the US has to run through our databases to find out where to go, if you will. That, of course, was not impacted by the economic downturn. People were making, if anything, more phone calls and sending more text messages during that period of time. Our purpose is to connect everyone authoritatively and seamlessly. So again, just connecting to somebody inside a network is not sufficient. Am I connecting to the right person? So that flawless routing and addressing, that absolute authentication that the person or the device on the other end of the communication is what it claims to be, is where we're coming from in the past and where we intend to live in the future. We're going so rapidly from a world where we only had cell phones to a world where our refrigerators may be talking to our ovens, may be talking to another company, where sheep who are connected to the internet in China may be communicating with weavers in Ireland. So trillions and trillions of addresses on the network need to be identified. What is this? Who is this? Where is this person or thing? What are they allowed to do? How are they allowed to communicate? Every single industry is going to be affected by the connected world. Agriculture, supply chain management, healthcare, automotive. We're just at the very beginning of understanding that, and we hope to play our part as the addressing entity for the global connected community. Today, companies are able to talk to their own devices or to communicate with their own devices, but their devices may not be able to connect to other companies' devices. So there has to be a standard for communication, and then as we have in telephony, as we have on the internet, there also has to be a registry or registries containing the addresses and the business rules around those communications. Our two top priorities are data privacy and information security. That magnifies itself as one exits the United States into other economies. I think you've probably seen very recently the EU taking action with respect to safe harbor on data privacy. Those are the types of issues that we look at, we study, and we plan for as we're expanding outside the US. Because we have a number of data scientists and engineers, as well as product marketing and sales, we have a wide variety of talents from a wide variety of backgrounds. We have a huge focus on diversity here in all of our offices. And then as well, we take into account that we have extreme introverts and extreme extroverts. So there's not a one-size-fits-all program. I would say we all talk about diversity, and particularly on the West Coast. In Northern California, there's a huge emphasis on gender diversity. We really view diversity much more broadly than let's have a woman. It's gender diversity, it's socioeconomic diversity, it's religious diversity, it's racial diversity. How does one create that corporate dinner party that brings every possible background into the conversation? There's so many longitudinal studies, first done by IBM in the 1960s, that show that heterogeneous groups make dramatically better decisions than homogeneous groups. Every CEO you're talking to probably says the same thing, but it is true, there is a talent shortage. So we're focused on doing our own minor piece around that by really focusing our corporate social responsibility efforts in the STEM environment, both supporting middle school children who one wants to grab in the 7th and 8th grade and say, just go off into a STEM career. We've got a phenomenal educational program that 250,000 students have graduated from in the last 3 years in California, Virginia, and Kentucky. It's called My Digital Life, and it's an online course that the student paths through as quickly or as slowly as they want. It teaches them how to build a website. It teaches them how to build a business online. It teaches them about microprocessors and cellular plants. We encourage all of our employees to get out into the field, not just with clients, but with people of all generations all the time. I am super fortunate. One of my sons, my stepson, lives here in San Francisco and runs a startup and is a member of a group of people, mostly guys, between 24 and 30 years old. I spend as much time as I can humanly spend with them. It's not just that they're on different social networks than I'm on, but the entire economy that they're living in is different than the economy that I'm living in. So it's an economy, again, of necessity being the mother of invention. Time compression. The days are so full, there's so much going on, that if there were a technology that you could just press a button and insert another 6 or 7 hours at some point in the day, fantastic.